Welcome to another trade recap, where I'm day trading S&P futures on an Apex evaluation account. You can sign up for your own Apex account with my link in the description and use my coupon code for 50% off your first month and 50% off all recurring months. To help with accountability, I've started to post screenshots of my daily profit and loss in the community tab of my channel. I implemented a new rule where I'm limiting myself to a maximum of 5 trades or 2 losses, whichever comes first. Once this limit is hit, I will immediately post a screenshot of my P&L chart in my community tab as a public statement that I'm done trading for the day. This should hopefully help me stick to these trade limit rules, as it'd be obvious if I break them. For example, I shouldn't ever have daily losses of more than $600, since I'm limiting my max risks per trade to $300. Also, if I do break my rules and continue trading after posting this screenshot, it will be evident in my trade recaps because my starting balance wouldn't agree with the previous trading day's ending balance. I encourage y'all to call me out if you do notice that happening. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to keep track of my day trading account progression. This will ensure my community tab posts show up on your homepages. I'll be posting these updates every day I take at least one trade. Since I don't always have time to edit and upload my trade recaps, I feel like posting these quick daily account updates is another way I can have accountability and force me to stick to my trading rules. Check out my community tab to see the previous few days' profit and loss summary. Anyway, I took the maximum of 5 trades today, so there are quite a few to cover. Let's get right into it. This was actually a pre-market trade that I took after seeing an ICT setup. Liquidity was taken earlier in the session, and there was an apparent market structure shift that created a fair value gap, so I go short when price retraces up into that fair value gap. I'm still not very good at identifying the ICT setup, so I had to set a pretty large stop loss to allow for the fair value gaps above to potentially act as resistance. Because the stop loss was so wide, I traded with micro futures so that my maximum risk was under $300. I also set an aggressive profit target so that my reward to risk ratio was above 1-to-1. Unfortunately, this trade just took way too long to play out, and after almost an hour of consolidating, I decided to adjust my take profit and stop loss to closer levels, while still maintaining above a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. You can see that some bearish divergence also begins to form on AD, with AD making lower lows and price making higher lows, and price finally starts to plummet and I get a nice little scalp. I identify another ICT setup when price takes out liquidity below pre-market lows and rallies higher to shift market structure and create a fair value gap, which is where I set my entry. I must have missed some news event at 10 a.m. Eastern time because all of a sudden price dumps super hard, filling my buy order and almost stopping me out before rallying again. Price continues to swing very wildly, and NinjaTrader was not letting me set my stop order for some reason, so I decided to just play it safe and close for a small profit. I accidentally forget to record my third trade of the day, but it was another small scalp for $143. I go short on a retracement into a fair value gap. I'm trading an ES contract this time because my stop loss is pretty tight. This trade was kind of frustrating because price gets within ticks of my profit target before reversing all the way back up to stop me out. In hindsight, I should have just set my target at VWAP since it was so close, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I'm practicing not changing my stop loss after I enter a trade, no matter what happens, and to let myself get stopped out more often, so I get more used to it. This way, I won't be as afraid of getting stopped out, and hopefully also won't get as tilted when it happens. When price continues to rally, I take another short when it hits another fair value gap close to the high of day. I have an overall bearish bias on the day, and I'm able to set a pretty tight stop loss again, so I thought the reward to risk was worth it. After I get filled on my entry, I actually start feeling less confident about the setup because I see that price had already rejected out of this fair value gap earlier in the morning and wasn't sure if it was still valid for another entry. Upon this realization, I adjust my take profit level to be closer, while still maintaining above a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio, and I scalp out for a small profit. Overall, I thought today's trades were pretty meh. I noticed that each of my 4 profitable trades were smaller than the one loss I took, which definitely isn't ideal. The loss was also pretty frustrating as I was so close to hitting my profit target on that one. In general, I need to get better at identifying the ICT setup, as I feel that I'm still overlooking some key elements that are making my trades not as high probability as they seem. I'm a little over halfway through his 2022 mentorship series, and I'm hopeful that I'll get better at identifying the setup as I continue to make my way through these videos. I also noticed that I was so focused on looking for the ICT setup that I wasn't checking accumulation distribution at all today, which I absolutely need to do more, as I think it can help identify higher probability trades when combined with ICT concepts. On the bright side, I'm very pleased that I stuck to my 5 trade max rule today. As I mentioned, I actually had a bearish bias on the day, and as you can see, price actually rallied pretty hard, so I think this trade limit actually helped preserve my profits. Anyway, today's trading brought the 50k evaluation account to 51,762. We're over halfway to the profit goal, and I'm feeling good about my new risk management rules overall. I'm definitely not making as much daily profit as I did before, but I feel like these new trading rules are helping me be more consistent, and most importantly, they should prevent the account from getting blown in a single day again, which is my biggest fear after the last fiasco of blowing up my funded account. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to keep track of my progress as a day trader, now with even more updates as I'll be posting daily P&L numbers in my community tab.